In today's video, I'm going to show you how I built this lighting setup from nothing. I haven't talked about it much, but before streaming and making content, I worked as a camera assistant for a decade in TV and film on shows like Better Call Saul and El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. I learned so much about lighting, and I'm going to share with you guys today the basic 3-point lighting setup that I think most streamers should use. My first step in any stream room I set up is to black out the windows as much as possible. I got specifically sized curtains for each window, but I'll link below in the description some bulk blackout material you can use, and thumbtacks into the sides of the window is a perfect temporary solution. This is great for people that use their stream room for other things during the day. Almost all the lights you see in the scene are Govee products, and if they're not Govee products, they're connected to Govee Smart Plug. What this allows me to do is with the touch of a button on a tablet, I can turn off every light in my room. So now, with all the lights off, let's go through each one by one. So the first light we'll turn on and talk about is the key light. The key light is typically the brightest light in the scene. It's usually in front of you, above you, and opposite the side of the camera. So you guys can see here, my camera's on the left. This light is above me to the right, and it's about 2 to 4 feet above my shoulder. I see plenty of people use their key light bounced off the wall, and while that does make a really nice soft modeled light, give it a shot, spun around, aimed at you, and try working with the angle to keep it off the back wall. I'm gonna flip my hat around for this one. Here's a trick for placing your key light. In the film industry, we look for something called Rembrandt lighting. Rembrandt lighting is when your key light is placed off to the side and casts a shadow from your nose across your face. This shadow forms a pool of light on the opposite cheek and is a great rule of thumb to get a really nice complementing key light. I bought my key light off of a rental house on eBay, so this light used to be used on film sets. I got it for a great price, and eBay is a great option to find LED panels. Another great option is Amazon. If you guys want a whole separate video on budget lighting options, let me know in the comments below. If you have something like an Elgato key light, as the name would suggest, it makes a perfect key light. The white balance of the light should be as close to daylight or the blue color setting as possible. Why? Well, the monitor that you game on, the light that comes out of that is daylight balanced. If you don't match that and the light is set to the warm color balance, your face will look washed out, pale and blue. The second light in the setup has actually been on the whole time. It's the fill light, and its only purpose is to fill in the dark side of my face made by the key light. You don't have to use anything fancy for the fill light. A lamp, even the white wall next to you reflecting the light from your key light can be enough. My fill light is a 4" by 6" LED light. I got it at Best Buy years ago. The final light in the 3-light setup is the backlight. The backlight serves to cut me out of the dark backdrop that we've created. You can see it here spilling on my chair, spilling on my shoulder, and spilling on my head, and highlighting me. My backlight is set a little bit warmer than my other lights in terms of color balance. It's on a light stand just off camera right and above me, very close to the ceiling. My setup camera is a great tool to show you where all the lights are. Right now, you're right next to the backlight, right next to the ceiling, back right of my setup. In front of me here, attached to the desk, is my key light. You can kind of see the angle at which it's aimed. And then behind me to the left is my fill light, which also doubles as my dog's light. Hello, Fig. With the windows blacked out and those lights set up, you should have a dark backdrop like I do. And now that's pretty much your playground. I'll turn on my accent lights now so you guys can see what I've done. I've added some Govee glides behind me and some Govee light bars in the fridge. Also, there's a lamp in the back with a Govee smart light in it. Choosing smart bulbs for lamps is a great way to repurpose lamps you might have in your house already to accent pieces in your backdrop. I found the Govee LED products a really affordable and fun way to add some really cool effects to my backdrop. You can have effects like this. There's really cool interactive ones like this that can go with music. They have several different animated presets, or if I toggle to the color mode, I can have my branded colors at the ready. The key light and the backlight should be the 2 brightest lights in the scene, with the fill light being about half as bright. Now, I run my lights pretty bright, and you should try to as well, especially if you're on a small webcam. With small cameras like that, the more light you can feed it, the better the image will look. Just to prove it to you, here is a $40 Amazon webcam with my lighting setup. This is that same $40 webcam with everything but the fill light off. The key here is to have your 3 main lights bright enough so that the LEDs you add to your backdrop don't overpower the room and flood it with color. So I really like the analogy of a clock for light placement. If my nose is 12 o'clock, my key light is at 1 o'clock, my backlight is at 4 o'clock, and my fill light is at 9 o'clock. There'll be a pinned comment from me below with a link to my Twitter. On that tweet, there will be a light map. That map is gonna be based around the clock, and it's a great way to visualize where to put lights. That's gonna do it for the video, guys. If you found this helpful, like the video. If you have any other questions, come on over to Twitch. I'm live every day, twitch.tv/art_is_war. Click the bell and subscribe so you know when I upload another one, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.